All right, we're ready to go, James.
Awesome. So I launched a reuser to help large organizations with dining halls, such as universities, corporate campuses, and hospitals, save money and reduce waste by providing reusable container management as a service. Oh, sorry, thought the slide thing was cute. So in the midst of the pandemic, single-use plastic waste skyrocketed, and I looked at myself as to what I could do to make a difference in facing this problem. So universities and corporate campuses had started to look at reuse to help them not only reduce waste and their emissions overall, but also save them money versus single-use packaging options. However, their members often forgot to bring back their containers, and which led to them purchasing a new container, removing another container from circulation, and then the organization had no idea how many containers were still in use, and then needed to repurchase new containers to keep their stock full. So what we're looking to do is make sure that each reusable stays in use longer. So we act to do this by providing a mobile app that members can use to conveniently keep their container on their smartphone at all times. Technology to track how the containers are being used in circulation, so that make sure that each container stays in use, so that organizations can avoid purchasing those more containers and make sure that those containers can actually be used up to their potential 1,000 uses, helping to avoid the emissions from the manufacturing and the transportation, and also avoid the waste of thousands of containers into our landfills and oceans. So how it works, so members use our mobile app to exchange their container for a digital token once they're done with it, that they can then carry around as a digital token on their phone for the next convenient time that they need to reuse. So each scan is recorded through our system to identify how many times a container has been reused, who was last checked out by or dropped off by, and if a container is taken out, it's identified to an account for further follow-up if needed, if too many containers get taken out at one point. So we started working with Wesley University in Middletown, Connecticut, where they were previously using reusable containers, but losing over $10,000 every year by needing to replace their inventory of containers. We're working to make it more convenient for their students to reuse by having it on their smartphone, and help them get more tracking within their system to identify where the loss is coming from, and make sure that those containers can get used to their full potential. So Reuser offers an annual subscription to organizations that look to reuse with us, to help make sure that we're not just selling these containers and then making money from the replacement of them. We're working to really make sure that we're tracking each container to make sure that it stays in use longer. We do offer 2 different reusable container options, as you can see here and here, that are both partners that we use can provide to any solution that needs to get set up and running to work with us. And we also have been built on an API backend for more technical integrations with large clients that want to start reusing themselves. So we're starting by looking at the sustainability groups on campuses and corporate campuses as well, but also working to connect with dining services that will clean these containers and be directly involved with our solution to make sure it gets used to its best potential. Once it's implemented at these organizations and their members start reusing, this will ingrain that behavior and make it easier for other organizations like restaurants to be able to support members reusing at their locations as well. So these are some of our competition. So we have, although there are other groups that do reusable containers, we're working in a very specific niche where we're providing a software and solution to make it really be able to be set up anywhere, and also provide the most coherent tracking system to make sure that each of these containers gets used to their full potential, where a lot of these groups are missing out or are promoting this behavior, but not ensuring that it actually works effectively. So we're targeting the global food packaging market first, or in totality, which is this huge market globally that's only going to keep growing in the next 7 years to actually over 450 billion. And targeting, working to implement reusable packaging throughout that market and break in to make it help eliminate that waste that gets generated there. So starting to look at some of our financials. So we have a larger cost of goods sold than some usual software as a service groups, but that's largely because when we offer containers, they do have lower margin on those sales than just the software itself. And then we're able to charge based on the distributor agreements that we have. We're able to purchase those containers for $340, depending on it's less than 10,000, and then $250 and greater than that. And then we're working to understand more of our setup costs as we get up and running to get this going. So I'm the COO. I've been working with a background in developing software solutions and working to take this off the ground and help others start to reuse. I'm working with my CTO to help build our app and software solution to make it scalable for any needs. So what as I mentioned, we've now launched on the Google Play and Apple App Stores. We have distributor relationships with 2 other groups that provide reusable containers, and are now looking to build out a comprehensive platform to make it to spot the behavior of how people reuse and make sure that reusing occurs most efficiently at large organizations, and make sure that and then are now looking to scale out to more organizations to help them reuse. So we'd love help with that. Any introductions to groups that might be able to use the solution and want to learn from them as to how we can make this more efficient. And also looking to build out a team that can take us every step of the way. And that's it for me.